and Laboratory. Alright, so today we're going to be making a basic machine gun. Well, not basic, but it's a machine gun. It's a redstone torch level, which is the highest difficulty. It's called the S.A.D.U. I have 3 stages of redstone machines. The basic is the redstone powder, which is basically just like an automatic door such as this. Nothing too difficult. You don't really have to hide anything, it's pretty well hidden. The next stage is called the redstone repeater. Basically this is clock sort of machines, you know, if you were to use it in a factory to make cobblestone maker, something like that. That'd be that level. So this is redstone torch, which means it's the highest difficulty. It's not difficult once you've learned how to make it, but the actual understanding of it is difficult. So today we're looking at a S.A.D.U. It's a stationary arrow dispenser unit. So in other words, you can't carry it around. It's not like a machine gun, literally, that you can carry around. It's just a trap or a defense mechanism. Okay, so here's an example of what it does. So I have 3 dispensers. They're going pretty fast, faster than a normal clock would go. I'll go back here and deactivate that. So in that small amount of time, I got about a stack and a half. So, a lot of arrows. Now this can be activated in any way that you see fit. You can activate it like I just did with the pressure plate, or you can use a button. Levers won't work, however, it has to have just a sudden burst of electricity to the mechanism. If you leave the lever on, it'll shoot once and won't shoot again, unless you want to keep flicking the lever. Actually, no, that won't work, because it's just like the clock. If you apply a steady stream of electricity, it will loop around itself and continue flowing, so a lever will not work. And if you stand on a pressure plate, it'll only fire once. So, if you're making some sort of adventure map, you want to make sure that this is at a point where they're going to be running for their lives or something of that nature, so they don't just stand on it. Or if you're doing some sort of Hunger Games map and you're like a moderator, and you have a bunch of traps you set off at a certain time, you just hit a button. That works great. Or if you're in a castle and you have intruders that you don't want to be around, a button works too. You could put it up on a wall. But we'll get rid of that for now. Alright, so what you'll need, you're going to need some blocks to build with. 10 would be good, but I just grabbed a stack. And you're going to need at least a stack of redstone, depending on how big you want it. Same thing with repeaters. Redstone torches, you need at least 10. You need at least 10 of everything except dispensers and sticky pistons. Pistons are optional. Do not need. It is not required for the machine. However, dispensers are if you wish to use it for arrows. We're gonna get started. Okay, so first you're gonna want to set up your trigger, which is going to be your pressure plate for us. Then you're going to have a stream of electricity flowing from that to your machine. So this could be underground or whatever, but for a how-to video, we're just going to do it on top. Alright, so from that, you're going to want to put, eventually, a repeater, 2 clicks, next to a block. Afterwards, you'll have another repeater, 2 clicks, next to a block. it is required that this is how it is set up. This can be as long as it wants right here. You need to have a repeater between there and this setup. But these 4 blocks are required to be exactly like this. Now, you can turn them, however. So you can have it going off this way, something like that. But they must be connected like that by the repeaters in that way. And they have to be second click. Alright, so next, on the front of the last block you placed, you're going to put redstone torch, and then you're going to dig 1 underneath the redstone torch, and then like 1 under and behind. Then you're going to fill in the gaps if you have any gaps like that. Now, underneath the block that has the redstone torch attached to it, you're going to place 1 redstone dust, and in the gap, if you stand on top of the block, you can look down, you're going to place a repeater, second click. This part is mandatory for the rapidness. This will make a short burst of energy into your machine, which is what you need, because the next part is the pulsator. So this is required. So after you have the redstone torch, you're going to place your redstone dust. Now this trail of redstone dust can be whatever length you want. It is not advised to put a redstone repeater, simply because it'll slow the pulse. But eventually, you're going to need to put a block with a torch on the top of it. And it does have to be on top. Next, you're going to need about 6 blocks. They don't have to be up, but it saves room. So you're going to want 1 redstone dust, 1 repeater, 0 clicks, and then you're going to want to turn right next to the repeater going in the opposite direction, 0 clicks, with another redstone dust, like that. So it's like a little square. Now to complete that, you're going to put a block on the repeater that's after the torch. And then beside the block, you'll put redstone wire. So the energy will flow from this torch into this repeater, into that block, out of the block onto the wire, through the repeater, and it's a continuous cycle. This is how you get the pulse. Now, from this wire, where is it from? Yes, from the wire. This will give you your pulse. So if you want a repeater, or a dispenser, you'll require 1 repeater to go on the back of it. Usually 0 clicks does fine. Now we'll go try to activate this. And you can hear it clicking. So this is how you make a machine gun. Basically, if you want to add more machines to this, you just thin this a little bit, move it over so that way you have room to place more. Then place your redstone down, and then repeaters, then your machines. So you can do this for as long as you want, as long as you have repeaters extending your pulse. Now, the further you go on, the more difficult it may be for those repeaters to receive the signal long enough to shoot. So just be careful with that. I'm not sure if it'll go, a full map. I'm pretty sure it'll go 15. Yeah, that does the machine gun. This little pulsator can be added to whatever machine you see fit. As long as you build this part the same, you can add whatever machine you want over here. Like for instance, I built a casino, and in which I have a timer set up to this block, which is where the pistons come in at. So once the timer reaches its destination, a sticky piston pulls this block back out, and then the cycle goes no more. So if they hit the button at the slot machine, they'll get like 5 clicks or something. And then out of those 9 squares in here, I'll have like 1 stack of diamond, and then the rest will be like dead bushes or something like that. So if they get like a diamond, they win. Something of that nature. You know, that's creative, but that's how you use the sticky piston. You have like a loader. You hit the button. It'll extend the sticky piston, and then you can, when they press the button or stuff on the pressure plate, the timer and the pulsator will go at the same time. Once the timer reaches its end, you have it send a signal to the piston, retract it. And you have to build a change. I forgot what you call these things. You'll know what I'm talking about when I make it. One of these. Basically, if this is your piston right on the other side of this wall right here, right now it wouldn't be extended. So if you press the button, which will connect to this block, this will turn off, meaning this will extend, which means the piston will extend. Then you hook up your timer, that will be connected to this block, so that way when it's on, and the timer reaches its end, it'll turn this one off, which will retract it. So it depends on how many clicks you want them to have. But you can do that for this machine as well if you want the arrows. So if you don't want to waste, I think this one will be already out, but if you wouldn't want to waste all those arrows, you can set it up on like a 10-click timer. And usually if you have like 5 in a row, whatever you're trying to kill will be dead. That's how you make a stationary machine gun. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. And